my short film, Violet Butterfield, Makeup Artist for the Dead, where we wanted to like recreate that kind of world, that aesthetic. But the story came from my actual journey with endometriosis for most of my life, and I wanted to create a horror movie that kind of like um, visually told the story of how it was like a surreal kind of experience, and like having some kind of creature inside of me kind of like taking over my body and taking over my life basically. So definitely and wanted to put it on screen, something that's people don't talk about. I wanted to talk about it, things we don't talk about. We're going to talk about it at length. So like periods and women's health and menstruation, everything that's all like taboo subjects. So putting that out there into an entire film, in our first feature film, was very important to tell my story, but also to like connect with other people who are going through it as well, and wanting them to talk about it too and not suffer in silence as I did. Definitely Fellini. His I love his movies. They're always so dreamlike, and like the set design, costumes, characters, they're all like intentionally created to make like what he sees, the world he's trying to create. And I wanted to take that into our universe that we created and make it as intentional and dreamlike, and just like have a world where the aesthetic is very mid-century, like 1960s mostly, but 50s, 70s, you know, sprinkled in there. But it's actually its own kind of time period, ambiguously, in its own universe. So like anything goes in this world.
It was so great. It was honestly super easy because a few of us have done. I actually knew Michelle, who played Holiday, and Pussy Delish Jude as Clydia Blackbush. We were in a production of Rent on a like community theater level, so we had just done that musical together, and that's how I found out about the Cramps. And I know that there's Martini has also done some acting with in a Violet Butterfield with Holiday. So having the previous work together, we already had that great chemistry. So it was honestly just really fun to do the big group scenes. We got to just play around. It was so much fun. Everyone was like, we were all great on set and just having the best time. Yeah.
Well, like some of the parts were written already for like Teddy, Holiday, Laverne. Since we all worked together before, I had written those parts, those characters for those that cast, those actors. And then like the rest of the casting process was like in-person auditions, videos, and then we also had a very unique experience in casting. We trying to raise funds for our film. We didn't want to just do the Indiegogo and like stuff like that. It's just it gets weary, and like, you know, we're one of a billion trying to like raise money online to make a movie. So we wanted to do like more intimate, in person, like meet us. This is our story. This is like something organic. So we did a table read in New Orleans, at one of these the local theaters, Actors Apothecary. And we did a table read, like two from two scenes of the script before we shot it, and we invited actors from the city to like come and read, and it was like a really good time. And the first time like we got to see other people like read the script, and that's how we actually cast Dr. Feckless Jared Bankins. Like he was there, and he auditioned. He was our last audition, and when we saw him, he was like perfect. Like we were still casting for that part, and he was just, we're like, that's him, that's him, that's it.
Yeah, it was definitely. There was a lot of as soon as cut, everyone is laughing. Yeah, but then also we were just the jokes like this one here, just nonstop. The puns. But it really was a blast, and I really do feel like it was a family. And man, it was crazy and chaos, but it was hilarious.
Also, with it being on the 35 millimeter film, we didn't want to waste the film, so we would do several rehearsals of the scene before actually filming it. So I guess that helped get the laughs out. Like, all right, we can get it out now during the rehearsals, but once it's action, then we can.
High pressure.
Yeah. Which made it feel like theater in a way, which was why it was easy for me to go from stage to screen. But yeah, it was so much fun. It just felt like hanging out for 10 hours every day. Yeah. 12, yeah.
Or more.
24 hours.
Sometimes more. Story is kind of about me and my life and what like the cramps isn't just like the endometriosis pain. It's the pain I went through most of my life being suppressed and unsupported by my family, my born into family. Having endometriosis and not having somebody to like take me to the doctor. My mother didn't take me to the doctor. I couldn't talk about periods with her, my family, or anything. They're very like religious and conservative, and so like I don't even know how I am myself today because I'm so opposite of like my parents. So though the cramps is kind of the pain of like experiencing that and like going through thinking you have a normal family and thinking I'm, not the normal one. I'm not the normal one, and but I am. It's okay. Like so it was important to when I found my chosen family. That was so important to me. Like finding friends, people that supported me, people that like let me be myself and encouraged me to be myself. And that was like mostly the queer community that I was like, tried to be like hidden from most of my life. Like, don't be friends with gay people or anybody like different than you. It was so like when I just like went out to the world by myself, is like that was my family because they were just like, you're a weirdo, I'm a weirdo. That was so important to me to find my chosen family because it just felt very alone and like that like, it's never gonna happen. So and especially making movies, I never thought that was gonna happen ever. So and it didn't happen until I was 37. So I when I was a kid, I wanted to do that. And I was like, pipe dream, never gonna happen, accept it. And then all of a sudden it's in my face and I grabbed that opportunity and like hit the road. Like it's just I'm very thankful for that. And I'm thankful for the pain that I went through because now I have like a story to tell. So I don't regret it at all. Chaotically. Like it's inspired by like old practical effects. I wanted it to be very primal, very like just not terrible, but like I didn't want it to be like too modern, to where it's like it's too perfect, I guess. Like so like I was inspired by like the 1950s, the Blob. Those practical effects were just so like awful, and but I love that. Like I love it. So I wanted the cramps to kind of resemble that, like just like those very very practical effects. And also I always put glitter in my blood, like ever since the first movie, Glitter in the Blood. And that comes from the Lost Boys. When I figured out, I was like, I love the Lost Boys blood, why does it look like that? And I was like, oh, they put glitter in it, that's perfect. And so like I always put glitter in my blood, and you can see it very very predominantly in this movie. Like she is sparkly. Like the cramps are sparkly, so I wanted her to be fabulous as well, and her name is Susie. But like the special effects team, Hannah, Leaky Roof Studios, her and her team, Tim and Feltus, did so awesome. Like they knocked it out of the park, and they were a blast to work with on set. Like totally cool, and like horror fans too. Like they were definitely great. They're from New Orleans. Everything. That was like horror movies were my comfort as a kid. They were my babysitters. I guess like if I had to say like if I remember like Nightmare on Elm Street, we loved the Freddy movies, me and my brothers. But like everything, like we just everything.
I think the first horror movie I remember watching was The Shining as a kid, and I was obsessed with the rich color, like the visual, the blood coming out of the elevator, and then the carpet. I love just like, I think similar to Brooke, I love Technicolor, bright, colorful. That's why I love Wizard of Oz. When she opens the door, it's like, wow, you're just overwhelmed with color. But I get scared easily. I don't horror is something I have to watch with other people, so I don't have as much horror knowledge as Brooke, but I'm open to. There's a lot of classics I need to watch.
I really love, I mean, even just like watching the movies that inspired the movie list that she was like, watch these movies. Love the Blob, just The Thing, but just like the original practical. There's also kind of nostalgia that comes with that, but it's just as scary. It's almost, I don't know. I love it.
Of the red shoes. I did watch Peeping Tom and then the red shoes because of the dancing scene in the beginning. Yeah, that was such a fun scene. It was, yeah. It was.
Number one, I want them to want to watch it again. Like I wanted to make those movies that you don't just watch one time and say that was beautiful and glorious and should win an Oscar, but I'll never watch it again. Like I'm so glad for the experience, but there's no need to watch it again. But 10 out of 10. I want to make a movie that is like you want to go watch over and over and quote it and cosplay the costumes and like just have be comforted by it, laugh, be entertained, but also like in my horror I want to find a place for like connection and like definitely like connect with others through it.